channel B. So today I'm going to show you how to install Tiny11, a lightweight version of Windows 11 by NTDev on an old unsupported PC for Windows 11. Now you might be thinking, why would you install Windows 11 when you have Windows 10? Well, because if you haven't heard the latest news, Windows 10 support ends on October 14, 2025. As you can tell from this tweet right here. And if you go to Windows 11's requirements, it's really strict. You would need a 4 gigabytes of RAM, and you would need a compatible processor for Windows 11, as I'll show you here. You will need a compatible processor from this page to support Windows 11. Now, Tiny11, on the other hand, doesn't need this much requirements, as it only needs 2 gigabytes of RAM and it needs 8 gigabytes of HDD hard disk space. So let's start. So first you will need to go to any browser you have and type in Tiny11 2311. This is the recommended version of Tiny11, as Tiny11 has many different versions, and this version is the most recommended one. So click on this link and you should be navigated to this archive that was made by NTDev for Tiny11. Scroll down and download the ISO image. Now I have already downloaded the ISO image, as you can tell here. And then after you download the image, you should head to rufus.ie. And then you need to download this app called Rufus, because to make an installation media for Windows, you would need a USB drive. So scroll down to the downloads and click the latest version you have. For me, it's different for you because how much time you might be watching this video on. So my latest version is 4.9. So I'm gonna have to download that. And after downloading, you will need a USB that's at least 16 gigabytes of storage to make the installer for Tiny11. So you need to open this app. Click yes if prompted. Now we may close this browser here. Now you would need a USB that's at least 16 gigabytes so you can install Tiny11. I have inserted my USB drive. As you can tell here, it's actually a tiny USB, and please note that Rufus will delete all the data on the USB that you have. Now from here, if you need a USB that's empty, of course, because Rufus will format the USB, click select and then locate your Tiny11 ISO. So here I'm just going to locate it from the desktop. Here's the ISO. It's going to scan the image. Don't worry, it won't take time. Now after that, you need to check if your partition of your system is GPT or MBR. To do that, go to the start menu of your PC, type in system information. Open the system information app from here and click on system summary. And here, if your BIOS says legacy, that means you should choose the option called MBR to boot. Now, if your BIOS says UEFI, you need to go to Rufus and pick partition scheme GPT. Now, as you can tell, mine says legacy, so I'm going to pick MBR. And then all you have to do is just click start. If you get this check boxes, uncheck all of them, because this is Tiny11. You don't really need all of this. So uncheck all of this, or all of these boxes, and click OK. Now, if you get this error, just click OK. And remember that to back up the data on your USB if you have any, because Rufus will delete all of it. Click OK. And now you have to wait for the ISO to mount on the USB. This would take time, so please be patient. As you can tell, it's finally done. It took me exactly 30 minutes. For you, it might be less or more, but unfortunately, this is for me, it took 30 minutes because I forgot to plug it on USB 3.0. If you plug it in on USB 3.0 port, you would get a faster speed. Now, all we have to do is just close and restart the computer and boot through the installer and just install Tiny11. Restart your machine, power it on, and press your BIOS key. For me, as it's an HP laptop, it's F9. Then here you need to pick your USB. It might be different names for you, but it should say USB. Just click enter, and you should boot on the USB. After that, you should be in the Tiny11 setup. Just follow the prompts and you should be good to go with the installation. This is the performance of Tiny11 after finally it being installed. It took me 1 hour 30 minutes approximately to be installed. Now, as you can tell here, if we open the start menu, scroll through the apps and the folders, it's pretty responsive, as you can tell. If we go to the task manager and check how much is the system usage being used, let's open the task manager and go to performance. Now let's go to CPU. As you can tell, it's not being much used as it's an idle state. And plus, please remember that this is an i5 4200M, which is a CPU from 10 years ago. If we go to the memory here, you can see that memory is being used 1 GB out of 4 GB. And if we go to the file explorer and check how much we're using up from the disk, it's not pretty much. As you can see here, right click on the local disk. Let's click on properties. As you can tell, there is so much capacity and Tiny11 is barely using any space from the disk, as it only requires 8 GB of hard free space to install Tiny11. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on social media, and thank you so much for watching the video. Peace out.